You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, because it's just a good idea, dude. Like, why wouldn't you? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. We're going to talk about Galactic Legends and their farms, folks. And it's a complicated question. I've done this video a couple times, and I've changed my take on it each time, in fact, because things have changed. Things always change, and we need to be adaptive, right? I mean, that's the most important part of all of this, is if we're going to just be rigid in our take on things, then I guess we can make a video and call it good, and then we'll eventually just become wrong, kind of. I mean, that's just kind of how it works, and because things change around us, and we've got to be adaptable. And so we've got a lot of different new factors here, and I didn't talk that much about Executor last time and where it fits in the greater scheme of things. I think it would be folly to not call the Executor its own galactic legend, even though there's a lot of different things about it. It's a very important thing. So we're going to talk about which characters you should farm first, which GLs, like kind of the farming order. But then I'm going to go through a short list. Well, it's the same list, just a little bit revised, on if you've been playing for a while, here's how you should prioritize now that you have a kind of bigger roster, because I know that a lot of people who are watching this aren't going to be new players. So we're gonna go through it, get some analysis going. It'll be super fun. And first, I do want to point out as well, I show this graphic every time, actually, and I mean that I do this video. You guys can see that Lord Vader costs 90 relic levels. He needs 4 relic 8s and 4 relic 7s. Kenobi is significantly cheaper. You guys can, I won't read it all to you guys. You guys can read it for yourselves, but I mean, it goes into pretty natural progression. Jedi Master Luke is a little bit different than what you guys see there, just because that's what it requires for his actual unlock requirements. That isn't what he requires for all the different. I mean, he needs a ton of investment and time in trying to get a ton of different squads and characters all unlocked. Like that doesn't include any of the relics that he needs for Wampa, for instance. But you need Wampa at Relic 3 to unlock Jedi Master Luke, because you need Wampa at Relic 3 to unlock Jedi Knight Luke, who is then required to be at Relic 7 for Jedi Master Luke. And if you don't have Jedi Knight Luke, you can't, so therefore Wampa is an unlock requirement for Jedi Master Luke, but that's not included in this list. And so Jedi Master Luke is probably a little more cost prohibitive than this chart actually represents. Just so you are aware, I know that's just how it works, and I'm not trying to be disingenuous, but we can't just let it branch out of control or snowball out of control too much. So, all right, you guys can see this, snapshot it if you want, whatever you want to do. Let's actually get into the game and start talking about what's my number one pick for a new player now. It's going to be different than previous. I'm curious to know what you guys would think. So I do want to also point out, guys, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment in the comment area, say something about the algo, or give an actual good substantive substance-full response on what's the best thing, what's the best character to farm. What's your take on all of this, guys? Galactic Legends are important. Let's get to it. I appreciate all of you so much. My number one pick now, and this is crazy to me, is Supreme Leader Kylo. I can't believe I've gone full circle on him. I have thought he was the most worthless Galactic Legend, and he's still a good Galactic. I mean, he's still a top 6 character, right? I mean, he's a Galactic Legend. He still does a lot of stuff regardless. I always thought that, but I always thought he needed the most help, and he still does need help. There's certain huge flaws that he has, but there's a really big, amazing reason for why you want to get him first. Not only is he one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, Galactic Legend out there, he also is able to, he gives you a fleet. He gives you a really good fleet, in fact, a fleet that counters almost all of the meta fleets that are out there right now. First Order is a very good fleet, and we have the new TIE, whatever it's called. I forget the name of it right now. Damn it all. But the new tank, and it's not farmable quite yet, but it will be eventually, pretty soon-ish. And we've already unlocked him. If you were around for during the Galactic Chase, it was pretty easy to unlock the thing. And even at 5 stars, people are starting to beat Executor teams with that ship. And so he's the guy who unlocks that, guys. Not to mention, he also counters the other Galactic Legends fairly well. He beats Lord Vader. He doesn't really beat Jedi Master Kenobi, but then he can, in a lot of times, he can also beat Jedi Master Luke. Especially if he's faster than Jedi Master Luke, he can do that, especially with certain builds. He can also beat Rey fairly consistently, even with bad banners. He can solo Sith Eternal, and then, of course, he's got the mirror match, which is always a huge mess. But he can beat other Galactic Legends. He's good at soloing characters. He's good at Relic 9. He's tough to beat, guys. I put a Relic 9 on him, and there are issues. He can be soloed by Lord Vader and everything, but he's the cheapest character. He's probably the most accessible of all of the Galactic Legends, and the characters that you use to unlock him, First Order, are pretty good. Even Phasma you find use for. They're all pilots. They all do. You can kind of just double dip on everything. You get a good fleet with him, and you get a character that's pretty relevant in being able to counter the other Galactic Legends. I mean, he doesn't cover the vast array of other Galactic Legends that some of them do, but he's not bad, guys. He's not terrible, and he's cheap. So that's what I would go for. Not to mention, I think the other thing that people don't like it when I don't mention, he is very good at soloing the Sith raid. That's not something that's relevant to me. I don't participate in the Sith raid really. I mean, like I register, but that's it. But he does well there, and he has a couple really good teams for the Rancor challenge if you need to do that as well. He is a very, very good PvE character, one of the very best out there. Though, I mean, there are other Galactic Legends that are great at PvE as well. That's just how they're built. They're all good at that stuff. So, Supreme Leader Kylo, guys, at number 1. He was probably, I forget what he was last time. He's probably number 6. So, times have changed. I think he's important now. Next up, now I know that this says Piet, and you're going to need Piet. This is Executor, and I think once you get one Galactic Legend under your belt, you need to start going for the Executor, guys. Executor ships are, they're increasingly more important these days, and not only are they increasingly more important, it's always been the most important game mode. Ships has always been. Not that it's enjoyable, not that we have to love it. I hope that they keep adding more ships and more capital ships, frankly, now that they're requiring a third fleet. But you need Executor to stay relevant, guys. Executor is really good. So now that Razor Crest is farmable, start farming Razor Crest as soon as you can. And then, of course, you have to unlock Beskar Mando. The other thing to keep in mind, though, too, guys, I keep seeing people unlock Executor, and then they don't need Cad Bane at high relics, because Cad Bane is a requirement for, like, Jedi Master Kenobi, and if you don't have Kenobi yet, then Cad Bane can be super low level, and this fleet is not good unless your pilots are relict. And honestly, get them. I mean, this might be out of reach for a lot of people, so I don't mean to just like throw around your resources, but like Relic 5 is okay. Relic 7 is so much better and so much more difficult to beat. And if you can somehow find it in your heart to get Cad Bane up to Relic 7, you may regret it short term, but it's gonna pay dividends, guys. Right now I'm trying to work up myself to get IG 88 up to Relic 7, and it's painful. And up to Relic 8, frankly. But get your Beskar up to Relic 8 at the very least. Anyways, this is Executor's the best fleet in the game, and it unlocks so much potential, guys. This is absolutely the second one I would go for. Next up, I would go for Jedi Master Luke, because once you've got a GL, and once you've got Executor, then you can start working on Master Luke. And I know his requirements are ridiculous, but I think that he used to be my number 1. Now he's number 3 apparently. But he's the guy who you need all the teams that are required for him. You need all those characters. He kills all the Galactic Legends, and that even includes Sith Eternal if you give the right build. Now it's ugly, and I don't love watching him try to beat Sith Eternal, but he can do it, and he can beat all the other ones as well. He is amazing at Conquest, the best character in Conquest by far, and it's not even close, and there are just a ton of uses for him. He's amazing PvE, PvP, everywhere. He's good on defense, even in GAC if you put the right build on. He is just he's the whole deal. He just takes a lot to farm, but I think that a lot of times people will start chasing Galactic Legends, and having too many Galactic Legends too early can really hurt your roster, make it really top heavy and not versatile. Jedi Master Luke will help with that versatility and making your roster go just be super in depth. So I think he's the next one. Jedi Master Kenobi. After you have those 3, you've probably gotten a 7-star Watt by that point, or somewhere approaching that. And if you do have a 7-star Watt, then why not get the best character in the game right now? He's better than Lord Vader. He's better than everyone. You need to farm Cat if you possibly can. If you don't farm Cat, if you don't have her available, then maybe you can hold off on him. But he's still really good on offense, even without Cat. You don't want to put him on defense because he'll be beat by General Skywalker every time. But yeah, he's pretty good, guys. He's amazing. In fact, yes, he costs a lot, but even his Relic 8s that are required for him are not bad, guys. You need a Relic 8 on Grandmaster Yoda, which is not bad. He's pretty cool. And then on General Kenobi, which is also, he's a fleet, he's the owner of the second best fleet currently in the game, and so you're going to be getting, and not to mention, every single one of his unlocked characters, except for Cody, is amazing in their own right and have a place in this game that you use almost every single match. So he's a great character, guys. He's the one you want to be shooting for, and if you can get him earlier, if you do have him available before Jedi Master Luke, I would honestly maybe just skip Jedi Master Luke and go straight for Kenobi. He's the real deal, guys. If you don't have Cat available for him yet, that's another reason why you would wait. And you get Jedi Master Luke first, and then get Kenobi, because Cat is also really important to his success. Unfortunately, Ki-Adi-Mundi is kind of just he's a pretty sad replacement. He doesn't really work as well with Kenobi as we were all hoping for, unfortunately. Okay, so those are the first 4 for the farming. And now let's go to the next 3. Next is Rey, folks, and I thought about this for a while, because Sith Eternal's pretty nice to get, of course, but here's the thing about Rey. She beats all the Galactic Legends. So Kenobi beats all the Galactic Legends easily. Jedi Master Luke with a little more difficulty, and Sith Eternal is a little bit off. It's not easy, and Lord Vader, certain builds are going to be rough for him. Rey is like a poor man's version of that. I think she's probably the 3rd most versatile Galactic Legend out there, and I mean, people are going to hate on me because Sith Eternal's pretty versatile as well, but Rey can beat everyone except for Lord Vader, and Lord Vader, even with the good build and everything, she can still kill all the adds if you approach it the right way. She's very versatile. She's not as strong against other Galactic Legends. She's not as good at PvE either. She has some okay builds, but I mean, I don't even know why I say that, 'cause she's great at territory battles. I don't hardly use her at all in Conquest, which, I mean, that's probably a function of just how good Jedi Master Luke is, but she is very good, and she scales really well now that they've fixed her kit to be able to do whirlwinds more based off of her relic level, and she's good. I mean, the other big part of it, guys, that factors in before Sith Eternal, the thing that makes her better than Sith Eternal, in my opinion, is not just her versatility, because Sith Eternal has similar versatility against a lot of different things, though she is better at PvE. She also gives you another fleet. Now, the Raddus, right now at least, doesn't look to be nearly as competitive as the Finalizer with the new bomber and everything, but the Raddus is still a good fleet. The Resistance fleet is good, and you get all those pilots and everything. The faction itself isn't as strong as First Order, which is, of course, why I picked Kylo. But then she's also the first or second cheapest Galactic Legend out there, and she's pretty dang versatile. She's pretty good. She gives you a fleet, and she's fun. Sith Eternal, Backpack Emperor, as I like to call him, he's also very versatile. He's really easy to mod as well. Just give him lots of health and call it good. I mean, some speed, I guess, but he's super easy to mod, as opposed to these other ones require some ludicrous modding, like some attention to detail that is out there. But Sith Eternal, he's easy to mod, and the nice thing about him is he doesn't, like, his team is essentially making sure that you have Watt and you have Armorer geared, and sometimes you use them and sometimes you don't, but otherwise you don't really need anyone to go with him. He just goes and does his own thing. He just needs Watt to babysit him a little bit. He needs a caregiver till his backpack gets ditched, and then he's good to go. He's off for an adventure with his backpack, and once he gets rid of his backpack, he will lightning your face off. Lord Vader is the final one, guys, and it's not because I think he's Lord Failure. I've disliked that for a long time. He's still a huge problem. The issue is, first off, to be the very best version, he needs Maul, and Maul is vanishingly rare. He's very difficult to get at this stage in the game. He'll be more available in the next however many months, but he doesn't give you a fleet, and he doesn't... He offers issues, but he also requires so many characters that are so high relics, and his requirements are ridiculous, and some of them are good, but some of them are like, well, I don't really want that character. I don't need that. Like, why do I need a Tusken at Relic 5? I mean, there are other requirements, unlock characters that for the other Galactic Legends that are good, but when it all comes down to it, guys, he doesn't have way more viability. Like Jedi Master Kenobi kills everything so easily with good banners. Lord Vader is like, yeah, I mostly kill everything, but I get terrible banners. I don't get good banners, and on defense, there's a lot of different counters to him, and like he's getting beat by bounty hunters semi-consistently, and that's even with Maul there to babysit him. Without Maul, then he gets beat by a lot of things. You can zerg him down way easier than you can zerg Kenobi down. He needs a buff, but right now you have to spend the most for him to unlock him, and you get the least for it. I mean, yes, he's probably better than Rey. I'd rather have him than having Rey, but also don't get the Raddus fleet for it. And you also don't have to spend nearly as much to unlock Rey. So Lord Vader right now, unless something changes dramatically, if they fix his kit somehow, I don't know. He can't even ignore taunt, guys. He just hangs out and hits. He doesn't ramp his damage that well. It's a very sad state of affairs. So that's the list for newer players. Now, real quick, I do want to go over what should be your farming order if you already have a Galactic Legend or not. So this is kind of like, okay, if you already have Executor, for instance, this is going to be first on my list, then don't go for Executor. Obviously, you already have all the requirements, but this is kind of like, okay, you have a couple Galactic Legends. Now, here's kind of the farming priority that I think you should kind of go for, just in terms of my own thoughts. So, if you have a Galactic Legend already, I tend to think, unless you're very close to finishing another Galactic Legend farm or something, go for Executor. Go make a beeline for it. Just go for it, and all of the characters that you use to unlock Executor are going to be usable, and I mean, that fleet guy, it's really important. And if you're free to play, you need to unlock Executor as quick as you can, because it takes a really long time to naturally unlock it without spending any money. Now, you're going to probably use crystals to save up for it and everything, but you need to start that process now so you can get as much of it for free as possible. Executor is an amazing ship, and it will stay relevant for a long time. It might not be the best ship forever, but it's going to be extremely good for a really long time. So definitely do that. And Piet's a super relevant character as well for a lot of reasons. Next, I would say, if you've been going for a while and you don't have Kenobi yet, if you have all the requirements, get Kenobi. He's the best. He, on all the different levels, all of the characters you're going to use to unlock him are going to be usable in other portions of the game, except for Cody. And Cody is, yeah, he's just kind of worthless. Just a little bit sad. But otherwise, everything's fine. His unlock requirements are great. So go get Kenobi, because he's the best. Jedi Master Luke is the most versatile after Kenobi. He'll kill everything under the sun, and he doesn't need anything too crazy to do it. Like, Kenobi at least needs Cat to help boost him. Jedi Master Luke just does it on his own, and you get an ice cream sandwich for a relic, which is also really nice. So those are in my opinion, those are like the S tier ones, guys. The rest of them, okay, so you've unlocked some stuff, you've done, like, you may as well go get Kylo now, because he'll beat Lord Vader, he'll beat a few other things, he's good at PvE, and he's going to get you that fleet. That's probably what you gotta do, guys. Not to mention, like, Crew is a really good candidate for Relic 9, actually. Now that I've been thinking about it, he's a good tank and all this stuff. I mean, you need the Galactic Legends at Relic 9 first, probably, but Crew's someone that I've been thinking of just because the Finalizer fleet is so good. Having a little extra damage on Crew is kind of nice as well. He's a good plug-and-play tank, etc. Rey, for very similar reasons that we've already outlined. She does a lot of things, and she does them all really well. She does them somewhat mediocrely in some instances, but she's great. She looks good in white. Backpack Emperor. Once again, here's the thing. If you've already farmed a ton of things and you're really close to getting him, maybe you move him up in priority. Because if you already have troopers, for instance, at relics, then he's going to be significantly easier to get. But he doesn't give you a fleet, and some of the characters that you have to work on for him, like, no one wants a Relic 7 Sidious. It's just, you can't, you see that requirement, like, you can't be Sidious here. It's ridiculous. So, Backpack Emperor, Apparatus Emperor, he can wait. He can. He can beat all the Galactic Legends, actually, except for Lord Vader. So, he is very versatile, and he doesn't need much of a team. He's good. He really is. I hate to put him this low on the list, but all the Galactic Legends are pretty good. And he doesn't give you a fleet, which fleets are now the priority in all instances. And then, again, folks, it's Lord Vader. For the same reasons as always. Because he costs so much to get. Yes, you get Bad Batch, but what else do you get after that? Not much. You just get a little bit of regret here and there. I mean, you need Zam. It's nice to have Zam at Relic 7, but you can also have her at Relic 0 and still have the same impact with her Omicron and everything. He has a few good things. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying that for the level of investment to get him, it's really disappointing what he can do and what he can be beat with. Jedi Master Kenobi, large level of investment as well, second highest level of investment, but he gives you so much. He gives you so much versatility on defense and on offense. He does so much. Lord Vader is, I mean, he's still got the blue lightsaber. He's just hanging on. They need to fix a lot of things about him, guys. Not a pilot. He's got kind of yellowish eyes. Does his hands seem bigger to you guys than it should be? I don't know. I don't know. with all the weird implications that comes with. But one way or another, guys, I'm going to call it good here. What are your thoughts? I know I'm not the sole arbiter of truth. I would love to hear what your guys' farming order is and what you think. What did I get wrong? What did I get right? Would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.